syndrome is actually very common. The incidence in America is about 1 in 370. That's a lot for an inherited mutation of any type. If you look among patients with colon cancer, it's about 3% of those with colon cancer have Lynch, and 16% of those with colon cancer under the age of 16. If a patient were identified to have Lynch syndrome, we would look at important management changes and screening. They would start colonoscopies in their early 20s, and they would also look at other ways to reduce the risk of other Lynch cancers. The red flags for an inherited colon cancer syndrome like Lynch syndrome would include early age of onset before age 50 and a pattern in the family that looks like it's inherited, being passed down through each generation. If a person would identify risk factors such as that, they would be a very good candidate for genetic counseling and genetic testing.
So one of my first memories was being a little girl and hearing that my dad had cancer, and he had colon cancer. So of course that was a haunting memory for me. So when I was very young, I actually was aggressive, and I got colonoscopies starting at the age of 27, and I did have a polyp. That was very early for a polyp, and it just inspired me to keep getting checked, because I didn't want to end up having a terrible disease when I was in my 30s. So after many tests and getting polyps pretty much every other time I had a colonoscopy, I got genetic testing, and it all made sense because I have Lynch syndrome. That information was actually really helpful because I understood why I kept getting all these positive tests for polyps, which are the things that grow into cancers, which you want to get rid of. I did end up having a colonoscopy that revealed I did have colon cancer, but it was caught early. I did have to go through treatment, and I took great advantage of our wonderful TriHealth here in Cincinnati, and I went to Dr. Max in the gastroenterology center here, and then Dr. David Draper is my oncologist. I love him, and Dr. Alex Saba helped me as well. So putting this team together, to get me through this, and of course, after I got diagnosed with Lynch syndrome, that was in 2006, I made my children get tested and my siblings. And I know people are very fearful of colonoscopies and think it's terrible, and you really don't feel a thing, and you wake up and you get your results, and most of the time they're fantastic, and you go on with your day, and you feel great, because then you have another year of knowing that you're okay.
Meg's family is a great example about why we should look at our family history and determine if there are red flags for inherited cancer. Working with a genetic counselor, a patient can identify whether they are at high risk for cancer or not. If they are, a management plan can be defined with a team of specialists, including breast surgery, gynecology, oncology, and gastroenterologists from the TriHealth Digestive Institute.
I really encourage anyone who looks around their family and sees a high incidence of cancer, especially colon cancer, to take advantage of TriHealth's genetic counseling. Karen does a great job, and it's just very comforting, and again, knowledge is power, and it's the best thing you can do for you and your family.
For patients who are interested in learning more about whether they should seek genetic counseling or genetic testing, we have a screening tool online. Please go to trihealth.com/cancerquiz.